Okay, so here we have a problem with Hess's law, and the question that we're asked to determine from this information is the enthalpy change for the conversion of graphite to diamond. Now, graphite and diamond are both different allotropes of carbon, different versions of the element carbon. And the information we're given are the enthalpies of combustion of graphite and diamond. So what we should first of all do is to actually write down equations for which represents the combustion of graphite and diamond. So the first of those would be the combustion of graphite, okay, which means reacting it with sufficient oxygen to produce carbon dioxide gas. And the enthalpy change for that is minus 394 kilojoules per mole. We then have the enthalpy of combustion of diamond, which is associated with this reaction, the burning of diamond in oxygen, again to produce carbon dioxide gas. And the enthalpy change for that process will be minus 396 kilojoules per mole. And we know by definition the enthalpy of combustion of a substance is associated with burning 1 mole of that substance. That's why we have 1 mole of graphite here, or 1 mole of diamond here, in sufficient oxygen to produce combustion products. And so what is the chemical reaction we're looking to determine the enthalpy change for? Well, in this case we want to work out the enthalpy change for the conversion of one form of carbon, that's the graphite form, into the diamond form. And the enthalpy change we're looking to calculate is that enthalpy of reaction there. So how are we going to go about doing this? Well, what we can do is we can obviously look at the reactions we've got, and they both involve either the reaction of graphite with oxygen or diamond with oxygen. So if we add oxygen to both sides of this equation, we're not changing the enthalpy change for the process. So the enthalpy change of this process is still the conversion of graphite to diamond. All we've done is simply add oxygen to both sides of that equation, and when you add the same compound to both sides of a chemical equation, you don't change the overall enthalpy change. But you can see now that what we've done is that we've got graphite reacting with oxygen, and we know from what we've just written, when graphite reacts with oxygen we produce carbon dioxide gas, as you can see here. And to complete our cycle we then go from carbon dioxide gas to diamond and oxygen. Now we then need to work out the enthalpy changes for these processes. Well, this green arrow that I've got here, this reaction, is graphite plus oxygen produces carbon dioxide, and you can see here we've got graphite plus oxygen producing carbon dioxide. So we know that the enthalpy change for that process will be minus 394 kilojoules per mole. Okay. This second leg of our cycle, you can see here, has carbon dioxide going to diamond and oxygen. And if we look at the reactions that we've got here, we have carbon dioxide going to oxygen plus diamond being the reverse of this reaction. Okay, carbon dioxide going to oxygen plus diamond is the reverse of the reaction that I've got here. So the enthalpy change for this process will be the reverse of the enthalpy change that I've written down for this process, because the chemical reaction carbon dioxide going to diamond plus oxygen is the reverse of the reaction, whose enthalpy change is minus 396 kilojoules per mole. So the enthalpy change for this reverse process will involve the same amount of energy, but it will be of opposite sign. Whereas it's exothermic in the forward direction, it will be endothermic in the backward direction. So the enthalpy change for that process is plus 396 kilojoules per mole. Okay, so what that means is the overall enthalpy change for our reaction is going to be, remember we're going around the cycle in this way. To get from our starting point to our end point, we're going via this route here, which involves minus 394 plus 396, which gives us an enthalpy change of 2 kilojoules per mole. Okay, so that will be our answer. The answer associated with the conversion of graphite into diamond, the enthalpy change for that process will be 2 kilojoules per mole.